I'm gonna hit another section right now. This is talking about the men again. I'm going to the book. For the most part, they carried themselves with poise, a kind of dignity. Now and then, however, there were times of panic. When they squealed or wanted to squeal but couldn't, when they twitched and made moaning sounds and covered their heads and said, "Dear Jesus," and flopped around on the earth and fired their weapons blindly and cringed and sobbed and begged for the noise to stop and went wild and made stupid promises to themselves and to God and to their mothers and fathers, hoping not to die. And back to what we were just talking about. To have guys, and we did a podcast about a guy named Colonel DePeek and his book called Battle Studies. And when he describes men, one of his key points is he's saying that men are horrified and they're scared of death, and that they have this just incredible, obviously this underlying will of self-preservation, right? That's the thing that fuels people. And he just talks about this tiny percentage of men that will overcome that and they'll be brave. And to think that we were lucky enough to serve with guys in our task unit, and to see the next task unit come in, and to see the soldiers and see the Marines to overcome that strain on a daily basis. That is absolutely one of the most humbling things that I think I will ever experience in my life.
That's what courage is all about. I think just to see guys, that are just in the thick of the fight with bullets missing their heads by inches. I remember on the rooftop of Building 99, right on 20th Street, in the war, we were getting hammered. I mean, enemy rounds coming in by hundreds and hundreds of rounds coming in, shattering the windows. And I remember our EOD bomb disposal technician, awesome guy, and he's laying on the rooftop, and there's armor-piercing rounds coming through the roof, punching through concrete wall, that's just like 3 inches over his head. And he's just laying there. And I remember crawling up there trying to figure out, hey, is everybody okay? And he's like looking at me like thumbs up, laughing about it. And I mean, just the humor of those guys, right? Dealing with that. And knowing, again, that could happen at any time. But, just seeing the guys like Mark Lee, right? Just the most hilarious guy you could imagine, just cracking jokes, and singing the cheeseball 80s tunes, I Am the Warrior, and us laughing about and talking about that stuff, and just that's how they dealt with it, but it just tremendous courage, and not just our SEALs, not just guys that we work with, those Marines and the soldiers that we served alongside, and just watching those guys day in and day out, who often didn't have as much control over what they were doing as we did, down at the front line level. But just out there getting after it with a great attitude, and nobody's fearless, right? Nobody. Some people think, we get that question all the time, right? From businesses like, well, mortals are fearful, but you guys are fearless. Like, no, nobody's fearless. Like you recognize how mortal you are, and that can happen anytime. And yet you see these guys just totally selfless, courage, with just incredible courage to overcome that, and just amazing. That's really, to me, that is the bright light, that we brought back from that conflict, to see and witness that, and just the tremendous human spirit that can overcome anything.
Indeed.